Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Blue emote. If you are currently a subscriber, throw those emotes into the chat right now. Or if you want, you can just say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you don't have my emotes to use. Or if you want to be a lurker, you also can just lurk and hang out. If you got me on a TV or your phone while you're doing other stuff, you don't want to be in chat. Aristfan's here. Hello, Aristfan. You just don't feel like doing it? That's okay. You totally are cool with not doing it. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Want to mention, currently at 30 out of 40 subscribers. The goal is always 40. When it's 40, I shut up, and I have now started to make use of the sub goal. Instead of me manually having to type it, hey, Lord Crashington, instead of me manually having to type in the number as it updates and fluctuates, it's just there, and then I can just turn them off when we hit 40. I can choose the color. I went with red just because I thought it would be nice to have. There's a nice little color there. It's not that obtrusive. I've experimented with this. I still have the sub button or my number system, which I can use instead behind it. But I thought this might be nice, and maybe it would look okay. So I'm still playing around with it, but I think we're going to go with that for now. And I believe that when people renew their subscription or gift a sub or start a new subscription and the number changes, it'll also be denoted in the chat. I believe that's correct. I won't know until it happens. But that is something we're doing there as we gear up for a thing that I will be talking about once we get into model kit building tonight, which is, of course, the subathon. Which I will be doing on February 28th. That's Tuesday, February 28th, is the subathon, which is a very long stream with the goal of hitting 75 subscribers. That's right. That's the goal. The goal of that very long stream is to get to 75 subscribers. Am I going to stop once I reach 75? If I've been doing it for a long time, yes. If it happens immediately, no. I'll do a long stream. No matter what, I'm doing a long-ass stream that Tuesday. Will I stream until I hit 75? Also, no. Lord Crash says aim for the moon. Yes, indeed. I will not go until I get to 75 because that's unhealthy. But I'm going to order food during it. That's the thing, right? I'm going to figure out what I want get a delivery or something. I'll probably know ahead of time, and I might even place the order before the stream starts and set it up. But during the stream, I'm going to stop and eat. And we'll get into a little bit more about what the subathon is going to entail. But that is there. So this is in prep for the subathon, was to have that, because then I will adjust the goal that day to 75. And I'm gonna bring up this page about the subathon because I have a Google Doc called subathon for me to learn that stuff. But basically, I'm gonna have goals. It's gonna be a whole thing. I've got an easy goal, and I've got a fun goal, and then a also fun goal, and then a awful goal. That's right. When I reach 75, I'm gonna do something I don't want to do. And I don't usually fuck around with that shit. You may know this if you've been here at any length of time, that I am very blessed that I get to do cool shit that I really like on stream. And rarely do I do things that I don't like. And if I start disliking something, I will stop doing it. But I figured out a goal that might actually let me get to 75 because people might be interested in the awful. It's going to be a whole thing. Anyway, we're actually here for model kits and hanging out and all that, so we should probably get into that, and we'll talk about the subathon. So it's not an all puzzle stream. No, Lord Crashington, none of my goals, my incentives, or things I'm doing involve puzzles at all. I have to think about more stuff that I'm going to be doing in between things, but it's going to be fun. You'll like it. All right, I'm going to retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us, and and then we'll go and switch to the overhead camera, and then we will look at what's up. There we go. Just going to say, the subathon will start at 4 p.m. Eastern. Now you're saying, Pat, we're going to start on the right leg here of the Asmoday, by the way. And you're like, Pat, you want to start at 4 p.m. Eastern because Jeff Gersman usually wraps up between 4 and 4:30 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays, right? And you just hope that Jeff will raid you. Yes, yes. Yes. I want to do a long stream. I don't want to do an overnight stream. So I want to start in the afternoon and run into the evening. Because if I do 4 hours, I'll be done at 8 p.m. Eastern. If I do 6 hours, I will be done at 10 p.m. Eastern. 6 hours, 10 p.m. Eastern, that sounds doable and manageable. I don't think I'm going to do 6 hours. But yes, I'm going to start at 4 p.m. Eastern on the 28th. There are, so far, and I could add more of them. So far, I have 4 incentives set up, 4 sub goals. At 40, which is where we always want to be, at 40, I will show almost all of my TV appearances and the best bits from my College Humor YouTube performances. I say almost all of them because I don't have video, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get video of my appearance on. I guess I could just show it on Hulu. Yeah, all right. So I'd have to have Hulu open. So we'll say my TV appearances and best College Humor bits. I currently do not have a clip of my performance in Difficult People Season 3, Episode 1. I do not have a digital copy of that. But I do have a digital copy of my appearance on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, a digital copy of my appearance on Broad City, and then I have a couple clips of the best bits I have done for College Humor. One of which is unfortunately incredibly low quality because they took it down off YouTube because it has the A-Team theme in it over and over again. So they ended up taking that down off YouTube, but someone had poorly backed it up at one point. So I have that. My attempts to get a copy of the original, unfortunately, did not work out. So I got the best I could, which is that quality. So that's at 40. At 40 subscribers, my TV appearances and the best of my College Humor bits. And again, one of which is low quality, but both of them are fun. At 50, we will wrap up whatever game I am playing or thing that I am doing, and we will start watching. John, just subscribe with Prime. That's 17 months saying, well, this gets us one closer, and it does. Thank you so much. Let's hit the old applause there. And thank you, John, very much for the Bear Cave. Lego 17. Thank you so much, John. We are at 31. It did jump up there, and looks like it did, for me anyway. It did not update when John says it did not update the number there, but it did update on the overlay, which is great. And thank you very much, John. And yes, we are now closer to our first goal, which is 40. So last broadcast, wonder how much College Humor is on the Wayback Machine. So I don't know if videos are on the Wayback Machine. There may be a archive.org backup of a bunch of College Humor videos. That's actually something I could look at. Because they didn't put... The real problem is, quote, College Humor is old enough that they were just a website, and eventually they started putting stuff up on YouTube. So it would have to be an archive of their College Humor stuff for me to find what I'm actually looking for, which is the A to C team or something like that. I forget the exact name of the sketch. I can look it up. But I'm on the F team. It's a funny little bit of business. But someday I'll find the actual good high quality version of that. But yeah, so that's 40. 50. Is it bad that if I had a time machine, I'd go back and dump whatever websites I can't find anymore? John, I mean, that is something that like shouldn't destroy the world or time itself. So I don't think that's bad because you're using a time machine for archival purposes, not to like change anything. So I don't dislike that. I would say at 50, trying to get through this here. New Catch Wrestling. New Catch Wrestling is a French show from the 90s. Catch was a TV show, a wrestling show in France, and New Catch was the revival in the 90s. We've watched one episode of it. We watched an in-studio episode. Most of the episodes were actually filmed at what appears to be nightclub. And it's a very different vibe in the non-studio version. And so I have a bunch of episodes of that, and we can watch some of that. I also wanted to have things that did not involve me playing video games if this is going to be a long stream. Oh, last word. I don't remember what year it was. If you look up my name on IMDb, it will list a bunch of College Humor videos that I'm in, and it's on that list. So that might give more information. Let me actually just do that. Let me just do because a lot of internet videos are on there if you put them through, which is fun. So if I look up me, actor, Feartown, USA, that's a movie. It's a sketch comedy movie. I am in one scene at the pilot of Fat Guy Stuck in Internet, but unfortunately, I don't have any lines in that, so I don't usually include that. College Humor Originals. There we go. I am listed as being Bonnaroo Guy in a sketch. I did not perform that because I needed emergency dental surgery. And then I didn't do that bit. But I am in a bunch of College Humor stuff. Let's see. Are you going to list the... Yeah, F-Team Hannibal, yeah. 5 episodes. I am in a sketch called, it's not listed when I click this up here. I am not in Stoner Countdown. I am in what, ever wonder what it's like to be Morgan Freeman, but I don't have any lines in that. I'm just background. I'm also background in Religious People Are Nerds. But I do have a clip of me in The 12 Beards of Santa, and that is a high-def clip, which is great. But yeah, I'm not in Stoner Countdown as Bonnaroo Guy. I end up not being able to do that. But I'm in some Channel 101 New York videos, and I'm in one Jest video. Jest was one of the many attempts to rebrand College Humor. The College Humor name, people just associated with juvenile bullshit because that's how the website started. So they bought out a website called Jest and rebranded some stuff under the Jest name because some advertisers and people that wanted to do product placement were wary of working with College Humor. But then they found out that was less people than the people that didn't want to work with something called Jest.com and have to be told later that was College Humor. But I did one video for Jest.com. I am also Watermelon Cop in the Chris Gethard Show. That shouldn't be hard for me to find. I should be able to find that if I wanted to show that clip. So anyway, that's at 50. We just watched a bunch of clips of bullshit. At 40, New Catch Wrestling at 50, which is high quality, fantastic, really weird French wrestling from the early 90s. That is wild and good. And does thankfully feature, one episode does feature a legendary British wrestler that we all know and love. And an Irish wrestler as well that we all know and love. At 60, I will do some anime karaoke songs. Have I done some of those anime karaoke songs in the past? Yes, I have. So if you were there live for some of that, you may recognize them. But very few people were there for that stream. And also, very few people watched the archive of that. So I'm doing it again. It'll be like 3 songs get unlocked at 60 subscribers. And then the big one, the grandpappy of them all, the one that I think we can get to 75 because I am making this promise, because it is a promise that is fucking gross. Even if it is an old meme, it is still a meme that I have never taken part in. If I get to 75, Pilk, I will consume a full glass of Pepsi milk. 50% Pepsi, 50% milk, 100% no fucking thank you. And I will consume all of it. It won't be I'll take a sip of Pilk. It's a full, large glass of Pilk. John, why? Because, as I said, I generally do not truck around in bullshit for the sake of bullshit and bad vibes just to get people to agree to do things. But I needed a showstopper, and that feels like a showstopper. Drinking Pepsi milk feels like something that Pepsi milk feels like something that would get somebody to gift 10 subs. You know what I mean? Like, we get to 60, I do animated karaoke, somebody really wants to see me drink Pilk, and, that's what it feels like. So I am playing into some people's sick, twisted worldview for my own benefit. Like I said, I'm not proud of that. And also, it could fail. I may have done such a good job of building a fun, great community of wonderful people that I might get to 74 and then people are like, no, and don't let me. That is a real, genuine possibility, is that people don't want me to drink Pilk and I don't get to 75 subscribers. Like, that's real. So, no, if you get to 74, I will guarantee a 75th. Well, there you go, John. You know what I should do is I should do 75 Pilk. No, I'm not even going to finish that. I won't do this. 75 Pilk, 76 no Pilk. If we jump to 76, no, but I wouldn't do that. That is playing into shit that I'm not here to play around it. But that it is pretty funny. If I was just like, nope, we jumped past it. Sorry, I will only drink Pilk at 75. No. But also, yeah, I can't say for sure none of this is gonna happen. I'm just right now looking to do. I've never done one of these like intentionally long nonsense streams, and the idea interests me. I want to kind of see where it goes, so we'll try it out. Good evening, Lysandus. Welcome. So that is February 28th, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern time, running until ? I don't know. I've done like a 3.5 hour stream. That's, I think, the longest I've ever done. I have no idea. Like we'll stop, we'll eat. I'm going to play Persona 4 with mods during that stream. I might play some Hearthstone and show you the bullshit decks that I've been playing. Because I have a couple degenerate decks that are very fun. So I might do that. Persona 4 Golden, I should say. Not Persona 4, explicitly Persona 4. Persona 4 Golden had a good mod scene, and now that there's a 64-bit version on Steam, some of those mods are going over there. So we will check out Persona 4 Golden with mods as a thing that we'll do there. I don't know if we'll get to 50, and we'll watch some wrestling, but I will also have some non-New Catch wrestling prepared. I'll have something wrestling related that is not New Catch, although I do want to show New Catch because it's fantastic. That's why it's set at 50. is to encourage people to at least get me to the 50 subscribers. And I don't want to say this is going to be a semi-regular thing. I definitely don't feel like it should be, but I'm going to try it. John says, if you feel comfortable sharing your mod list, would be interested to see what quality of life or other things you have going. So I will do that. I'm still waiting on some mods to be updated. I will share that list between now and the stream. I don't have that available, easily found right now, but I do keep records of that stuff, and I will share that, what mods I am using, for that. So that is the subathon. That's the thing that I will be trying out on the 28th. So we'll give that a go then. Okay, so that's subathon. Here is some cool fucking news, anime fans. Viz did an interesting thing. They put a bunch of stuff up on YouTube. So, obviously, with ads, or if you're a premium subscriber to YouTube, like I am, without ads, you can watch a bunch of anime, just on just on YouTube. Some movies and some shows here. We got Death Note, 37 episodes. Death Note. These are subtitled as well. Hunter x Hunter. Seasons 1 through 3 are on Hunter x Hunter there, which is 148 episodes. All of Sailor Moon, all of Inuyasha, and all of the Inuyasha movies. Mr. Osamatsu, just 50 episodes of Naruto. Only 2 seasons of the first 2 seasons of Naruto. It's all right. That's 2 seasons of Omasatsu. Naruto is 220. That's the 8 seasons. All of the original Sailor Moon. And then, let's see their movie playlist here. A Cell World, Infinite T-Force movie, Inuyasha's movies, Mazinger Z, K Missing Kings, and then the 2 Tiger and Bunny movies are on the playlist there. Now, obviously, this is cool as shit. This is very cool. One would hope that there will be more things coming in the future. We don't know. Hopefully this is just an experiment instead of just a one-off, a weird deal they had to make with somebody that they're now paying off. I don't know. I don't know how that's working. But it's a cool idea that I am interested in seeing what's up with it. Is there a color page here that I can see what this knee looks like? Okay. Purple is on the top. Great. Purple is on the top of this piece here. Yes. Okay, I can see that. Great. Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, Inuyasha, Naruto, Sailor Moon, and some movies. Osamatsu, some movies. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that if you use YouTube DLP or another service, you could use a particular YouTube downloader to download YouTube videos. In fact, a lot of them allow you to just enter playlists, and then you can just grab the whole playlist and just have it run in like a command line prompt. You could do that if that's something that you would do. And it would be a lot easier than doing it through like Funimation or Crunchyroll, where you have to have like an account, or you have to have like knowledge of how to edit those lines and do all that. I swear Pat is looking at my PC right now, says John. But if you had like YouTube downloader or 4K downloader or one of those, especially ones that allow you to enter just playlists just like you would, and you just start ripping stuff like that, then you can have high quality video and the best audio and just like your hard drive. And stuff off YouTube downloads pretty quick. You could do that. And that way, if you are not a YouTube Premium person, you could grab all that without having to worry about watching commercials. So you could do that. I am not telling you to do that. I will say it is a fucking pain in the ass to do that on some websites, and YouTube is not one of them. YouTube, pulling stuff off YouTube is great. I have been known in the past, not with this, certainly not with this, but I have been known in the past to rip immediately Botchamania videos, because sometimes some of the clips Matthew includes need to be taken down, especially as he's started delving into memes using songs or other media that to making Simpsons jokes but with wrestling stuff. Some of that you just can't have up there on YouTube, so he's got to pull it down. So I have been known to go and make sure that I get the original upload. At least one time he also pulled something down because what looked like a botch, a wrestler fucking up, was actually an injury. And it wasn't that person's fault. It was another person's fault. And so Matthew was like, I'm going to take that down because it's poor taste. But that rarely happens. Most of the time, Matthew is just has to take a thing down and re-upload it. So, oops. I like being able to grab the thing there. So yeah, if you want to have all of Sailor Moon, you can just watch. You can watch all of Sailor Moon for free. It's fucking cool as shit. It's cool that happened. I'm on board. Let's see. Elimination Chamber is this Saturday. I will be streaming. My hope is that the main event will not have happened until after my stream is done, so that I can see what the fuck is happening. But perhaps it will, and I will miss the main event. But we'll talk about that real briefly here. Try to get through all of the chatter about this. We've got the Elimination Chamber match where 2 people start, and all 4 people are in pods, and they get released one at a time to join it. You lose by pinfall or submission. You don't have to wait until all 6 people are in the ring before you can get eliminated. You can get eliminated time. And if Austin Theory, who is the current United States champion, if Austin loses, gets pinned, he will lose the belt and there will be a new champion. And he could lose immediately, which has happened before. So it's Austin Theory, Seth freaking Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. The odds-on favorite right now is Austin Theory continuing winning the shenanigans, continuing his reign, which makes sense. There is speculation that Seth Rollins will have it, but will get distracted and or attacked by Logan Paul setting up their WrestleMania match. Or you can also see Seth Rollins winning the whole thing and being champion. He at least will probably be the ring general. Also, some people were like, what if Montez Ford wins and it leads to the breakup of, or temporarily or permanently, the breakup of Street Profits? Like, what if him winning? Or, yeah, it's like, that's totally a possibility. The other elimination match that we've got going on here is for the number 1 contender for the Raw Women's title. So the person who wins this will face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, which is fucking rad and totally cool. In my opinion, way better than a smaller title is the number 1 contender. This is Asuka versus Liv Morgan versus Nikki Cross versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya versus Carmella. So why do I think? I was gonna try to fake out that I think it's gonna be Carmella. It's not gonna be Carmella. Look. There's an outside chance that it is Raquel Rodriguez. I do not think it should be, but there is an outside chance that it could be Raquel. It's most likely going to be Asuka. It is going to be Asuka, evil clown face paint. Asuka winning makes the most sense. I do think it should happen. Creepy Asuka versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania is a fucking fantastic match that I think we should all be able to see. You also have the benefit of Nikki Cross, who has lost her dang mind in storyline, being a wild card in there, making it easier or harder for Asuka to win, which I think is a fun idea. And also on Raw this week, because in kind of a Valentine's Day themed thing, there was a moment where weird Nikki Cross was looking at weird Asuka, and it did look for a moment, it looked like they might kiss. Did they kiss? No. Is that queer baiting? Yes. It's rude as shit that there was a moment where it looked like Asuka and Nikki Cross might kiss each other, and they didn't, and I'm annoyed by that. All right, how do these stickers fucking go on? These are big stickers. Do they separate here? Nope, they don't rip there. Do they bend? These are like color correcting stickers that are big and annoying, and I don't know how they go on. We're going to actually go in from the top here. All right, so I know this is like this, and then this goes. All right, I know this one goes on here. I at least know how one of these goes on. Also, we got Roman Reigns versus with Paul Heyman versus Sami Zayn. The word on the street is the Usos, who originally, at least one of them, was not allowed in the country of Canada, is now allowed to go into Canada because of driving under the influence and probation. But now it's apparently okay to do that. So, look, Sami Zayn's not going to win. I love Sami Zayn. I think there exists a reality in this world where Sami Zayn does defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I do not think that Sami Zayn defeats Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber in Montreal. Is he Canadian? Yes. Would it make an unbelievably beautiful story if he somehow defied the odds and won? Of course it would. Is that going to happen? Fuck no, it's not. Also, it's Montreal. And that is where the WWE screws Canadians. So you could almost say that it makes more sense if he does not win in Montreal. And it would be more likely that he would lose in Montreal to keep that going. But I do think it's going to be I think there's going to be a moment where the referee could have counted a 3 if the referee, there's going to be a ref bump. I think there will be a moment where Sami Zayn could have won the match. But I think we're more likely going to be setting up Sami Zayn's WrestleMania, which will be a tag match. That is my prediction for that. There will be shenanigans that will facilitate the tag match. Edge and Beth Phoenix, they're married in real life. Versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley, they're not married. Look, Edge and Beth Phoenix should not win here. That's weird. Unless we're setting up a Mania match, I feel like you gotta have Finn win. Finn just does not win at pay-per-views. Gotta make that happen. And then Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar in a singles match. This is the rubber match. I feel like either you use this as a way to get Brock Lesnar into a program for WrestleMania, which could be with Gunther, which would be fucking great, or you have this not end. You have this not end clean or in a double count out or double disqualification or something to facilitate the WrestleMania match, because this does feel like it should have been a WrestleMania match unless you're doing something else with them. All right, so I applied all these stickers, and this looks fine. I don't know if this looks better than if this has just been gray, but we are putting them on there. We are color correcting with these stickers. Again, I don't know if this would have been better a different way, but it's fine. it did ask us to do it, so we will do it. We're going to panel line this before we start putting together the rest of it, because I am in the mood to just panel line as we go. And we're going to hit this with a bunch of black and then wipe it off. Non WWE wrestling stuff to talk about here as well. We'll just do some quick hits here. Hey, on Dynamite this week, which was yesterday, Evil Uno got to cut a promo. He got to talk on a microphone. Evil Uno is going to get his fucking ass kicked by next week by Jon Moxley. That's going to be a nightmare. But he got to talk, and he did a good job. And it was nice to hear him talk, because it's been a while since he got to talk on TV. He's been a YouTube only for a while now. Jon Moxley, when he challenged Hangman Page to a match at Revolution, he did not say Texas Death Match. He only said Texas Death. Jon Moxley challenged Hangman Adam Page to Texas Death, which I thought was very funny. And I know he meant Texas Death Match. That could be a good one. They let Evil Uno out of the internet for a night. Yes, Lord Crashington. Because, Jon Moxley has his boys. He's got Claudio and Wheeler. And he's like, you don't have any friends to back you up. And if you don't have any friends, you shouldn't have to come out. And he's like, yeah, I don't have any. It's fine. And that spurred on the 3 remaining members of the Dark Order to come out to be like, oh, you don't have anybody? Okay. You do have friends. We're his friends. And Hangman has basically told them point blank, like, hey guys, this is over. This is like above your pay grade. This is like over your head. Like, no. Which is true that I can't imagine any of the... Here's the thing. I cannot imagine any member of Dark Order winning against Jon Moxley and only a surprise win against Claudio Castagnoli. But anybody in the Dark Order can beat Wheeler Yuta. Maybe not for the title, maybe in a tag match, but any member of the Dark Order, in my mind, can pin Wheeler Yuta without it being a problem. And John Silver could beat Claudio Castagnoli in a surprise move because John is strong. I imagine that John Silver is a guy that Claudio can't swing well. Because he's just built differently. Or he likes it. One of the two. He's just like, oh, I'm dizzy. That was fun. And he just doesn't get pinned. Let's see. Okay. I don't really want to see Jungle Boy versus Christian. Christian's back. He attacked Jungle Boy. He maced him. And yeah, and that's an angle that I know needs a rubber match. I know it needs a conclusive ending and blah blah blah. But I don't need to see that shit. I don't need it. It's fine. I don't have to like everything that happens on the program. Mark Briscoe is All Elite. Mark Briscoe is officially on the roster. He has been a ROH employee, people assume, for a while now. Now he's officially All Elite. He will most likely, my assumption is that he will be in the Ring of Honor brand. He is one half of the tag champions. But yeah, it's official. Mark Briscoe has been on, national television. It's kind of wild that has happened. Oh, let me put the sticker on before I panel on here. 15. Yeah, it's kind of wild. And then this other thing. I don't think that MJF was referencing CM Punk. So, MJF, in his promo about Bryan Danielson, mentioned how Danielson isn't the best in the world. MJF is the best in the world. And so some people were like, best in the world? That's what CM Punk says. This is a hint that CM Punk is coming back. This is MJF, or at best, it's MJF stirring the pot and making people think that he's coming back, but he's not, because MJF sucks. And so he would say that. And I'm just like, Daniel Bryan also considers himself to be the best in the world. He's one of 3 wrestlers who calls himself the best in the world. CM Punk, Chris Jericho and Bryan Danielson. Now, Chris Jericho called himself best in the world at what he does. But he also then said, actually, I'm the best in the world in a feud with Punk. But Bryan Danielson, since the Ring of Honor days, has called himself the best technical wrestler in the world, the best wrestler in the world, and best in the world. So to me, he was not referencing fucking CM Punk. He was just referencing Bryan Danielson's, what Bryan Danielson says about himself. The guy he's in a fucking feud with. My brain is poisoned. Do not get me wrong. I do have wrestling brain poison. But I do not have it as severely as some people. My brain is I am definitely thinking things are a work or a shoot. Like when Jon Moxley accidentally, for real, hit Hangman Adam Page in such a way that Page suffered a concussion, I thought it was a work because Jon Moxley in the moment did not break character and instead acted like, what do you want me to do about it? Who the fuck cares? And I was like, oh, this must be a plan because otherwise, why the fuck is Jon Moxley being such a fucking asshole when he just accidentally injured a man? Turns out that was not planned and Moxley was just staying in character. That's how my brain is poisoned because I thought, well, this guy can't be an actor in this moment. He needs to be a real human. And in fact, I was wrong. So that's my level of poison. They really need to say CM Punk is gone. Well, I don't think they can say that he is gone contractually because I think they still have to just pay out his contract. They could say, hey, we are paying out CM Punk's contract and have no interest in renewing it. They could say that shit. But I think legally they aren't going to. Also, if they did, the problem is, last week, talking about poison brains, if they say that, the immediate first response would someone be going, oh, so he's coming back? Because that is how people's brains have been poisoned, is to believe that if you say that, it means that they're working you in an angle. Everything is a work. Now, I do think that everything is a work. But sometimes things are not the work you think they are, is my point. Like, yeah, that's my opinion on that. One of my favorite things for people to do on Twitter is to, wrestlers do on Twitter, is to just make up shit to rile up fans who are gullible and weird. Like, Adam Cole did a thing of him reading a book because it kind of referenced how he's reading about what's going on with Jay White because there are rumors that Jay White is coming to AEW to fight Adam Cole. And so he is, it could be true. And then he's being all clever and giving hints, or it could be complete bullshit. And then he's just fucking around with people, which is the thing. So, it's all whatever. It's all whatever and fine. I don't think CM Punk is coming back. I certainly could be wrong, but I don't think he is, and I don't think he should come back because I think it would be bad for everybody. Happy to hear. Would love her to make a full recovery, but Thunder Rosa has returned in a capacity. She is joining the Spanish announce team and being a on-air person for the Spanish language version of Dynamite and Rampage, and I think that fucking rules. I keep mixing up Adam Cole and Michael Cole. Yeah, that's very confused. I would be very disappointed if CM Punk came back. Yes, Flashmark. I think that in 10 years, if CM Punk showed up in the WWE, I'd be like, oh, they worked that out? All right. But if he came back to AEW, because if he came back to the WWE, it'd be for money and clearly for money and fine. If he came back to AEW, it would be to have something to prove, and he would want to be, champion again and all kinds of dumb bullshit. And I don't want any of that. So yeah, Thunder Rosa's back as commentary. She is not back to wrestle, and that is a shame. If I had the kind of pens, there's a certain type of panel line thing which has ink come in and fill the fill pens. I could get really well in this. Here I am struggling to get black ink in these little cool little lines here on the front of this. But I would be able to do that if I had the fill. I could do a better job with a fill pen. But it still looks okay like this. And with that, we are done with the leg. We have now completed one of the legs. This kit is closer to having a full fucking leg, which is cool. Other things to talk about here. I got some video games to talk about. We'll talk about that after anime in the second hour. Let's see. Okay, so you typically don't want to do pour types on Baer plastics as Lashbrook. You're totally right, Lashbrook. You don't want to do the pour types on just Baer. You want to do something to it as well. You're right. But I could get in this better with the kind of pour there. All right, now we're gonna go back and do basically this leg again, just what we did there, only again, and slightly different. Hey, Apple TV's got a movie coming out about Tetris. That's basically it. The trailer looks cool. Coming out on March 31st, streaming, Apple TV Plus. The struggle for Western publishers, Nintendo, and Soviet Union for the rights to Alexei Padanov's classic puzzle game. Yeah. Seems kind of cool. And it is... Yeah, it's a game over. It's taken largely apart from David Sef's book, Game Over. I would also say, if you want to read a comic, Box Brown did a graphic novel about Tetris. His work is fantastic. He did a Andre the Giant as well, and Box Brown is big on cannabis right now and cannabis legalization, so he's doing a lot of pot stuff there. He's always been into that, but now he's very into it. But yeah, his book on Tetris is fantastic. I highly recommend it. Box Brown rules. And yeah, and his book on Andre the Giant is also quite good. So yeah, I don't know. It looks good. This thing looks fun. Togo Igawa is in it as Hishiro Yamushi. So that's cool. Let's look at headlines of things that we want to talk about here. We get to wrestling things. Paul Rudd now knows about Orange Cassidy. If you know the wrestler Orange Cassidy, you know he is a sloth that wears denim. He can wrestle well. Wear sunglasses inside. He doesn't quite want to wrestle, but he will wrestle, and he's a very good wrestler. But he's kind of doesn't want to be arsed to do it. Well, the character of Orange Cassidy is mostly based on Paul Rudd's character in Wet Hot American Summer. The whatever, the denim and sunglasses. He has stonewash, whereas Paul Rudd's. And Paul Rudd could have known this, but it has not registered in his brain. But now Paul Rudd is aware of who Orange Cassidy is, and he's like, how did no one tell me about this? And I guess the honest answer is, because I haven't seen Paul Rudd in a number of years. Now, am I friends with Paul Rudd? Fuck no, I'm not friends with Paul Rudd. Have I teched comedy shows that Paul Rudd was in? Yes, on a number of occasions. Have I had dinner in a large group that also included Paul Rudd? Yes. Could I have, if Orange Cassidy had been a character at the time, could I have approached Paul Rudd and said, hey, do you know that there's a wrestling character doing a Wet Hot American Summer gimmick? That is your character? I could have said that. There exists the opportunity for me to do that. I did not do that. Can you introduce me to Paul Rudd? No, Lysandus, I can't introduce you to Paul Rudd. Here's the thing that I can tell you right now, though. Do you know who does know about Orange Cassidy because of me? David Wayne of Stella and Wet Hot American Summer. David Wayne knows about it. And Amy Poehler knows about. Amy Poehler and David Wayne both know literally because of me, both know who Orange Cassidy is. Because Amy, who owned one of the 4 founding members of the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, as being a UCB person, she had stopped in to do a Sunday show, Ask Cat, which was the name of the Sunday show, our most famous show, our original show. And people were talking about how there were real wrestlers at the theater. Some people that were, regular members of the stuff. And she was like, Pat. She knew my name. Oh, my name's my boss. She was my boss. And he goes, Pat. What's this I hear about? There are real wrestlers. Like, are they like WWE people? And I was like, yes, we've had a couple WWE people. We've also had some indie people. And 2 of these indie guys from Philly are tag champions. They're like giant ant men. They're like luchador guys, but they have like ants. And she was like, oh, that's cool. And then someone just said like, hey, is that guy who's really lazy wrestling? And I was like, yeah. Oh, he's like Paul's character in Wet Hot. And she goes, oh, weird. Because she was just like, wait, so he doesn't want to wrestle? He's like, yeah, but he's really good at it. He just doesn't want to. She's like, oh, that's fun. And that's it. So at one point, I don't know if she ingested that information, but at one point, David Wayne, who was also there, just goes, okay, what's his name? And then David Wayne looked it up so you can look at photos. And then they looked at photos of Orange Cassidy, who also was, who was in some way related to Fire Ant of the colony. But yeah, so I don't know if they ingested that information, but at one point, 2 people from Wet Hot American Summer knew who Orange Cassidy was. And that is my distinct pleasure / fault that happened. Is there any other things from the world of wrestling that I want to talk about here before we take the pause for the cause? People doing that. What's some wrestling news? Let's look at the wrestling news. Looking at the wrestling news, I'm on cultaholic.com. Scarlett was on the roster for WWE 2K23 and then was taken off the roster. Apparently, that was a mistake that she was on it in the first place because she is in the game, but she's in the game because she is a manager, and managers don't normally make the list. But because she's wrestled, she ended up on the list, and apparently that was an error on their part that she had ended up on that list. That's nothing. There's nothing to that. Let's see. Polygon. They got a bunch of essays and stuff. Multiverses player count is dropping as people speculate that this is it for not Fortnite. Anything that is not Fortnite. Perhaps Rumbleverse and the other games of this genre. The battle games. And of course, let's be fair. Multiverses is a Smash clone. Not a, 1 versus 100 brawler. To be fair. But it's still ooh. Looks like that this genre is in trouble. Let's see. I am not going to the movie theaters, nor is a playing of Kaguya-sama Love is War, the movie, is nowhere near me. There is no showing of it anywhere near me, and I don't want to go to the movie theaters anyway, but I wondered if someone would ask if I was going to see it. The answer is I have not. But yeah. I would have to go to a different state to watch that movie, and I am not that interested in it because eventually it will be on Crunchyroll. So I'll check it out on Crunchyroll. Like I don't have to leave the state to go watch that movie. Although I am interested in seeing it. Don't get me wrong. All right, so this is got to go like this. It's got to go like that. We got to put some stickers on here. Then we'll take a pause for the cause. Before we apply the stickers here, let's see. Checking Kotaku. I guess there is a Batman sale on Steam because it's Bruce Wayne's birthday. Any reason to put stuff on sale? Yes. There's also a lot of eShop, like third-party stuff on eShop. Is apparently a lot of things are on sale, and it's totally worth taking a look to see if you have anything you can pull down from the eShop. But yeah, got some sales going. So February is a slow month for games, so maybe this is the month where you pick up something that you've been meaning to get. That might be a reasonable thing to do. Let's see. How do I? No. Must go like that. Okay. There it is. Put that sticker on. I don't mind these side color correcting stickers because these actually look kind of nice. These stickers look pretty good, so I don't mind having to put these on. Some of the other stickers, like these back stickers here, don't particularly look great, but these stickers don't look bad, so I don't mind doing that. Let's see. Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. City builder taken off Steam after fan goes rogue. Workers and Resources Soviet Republic is a city builder that has particular focus on how urban planning worked alongside the communist economics of Eastern Europe during the Cold War. As said in this article on Kotaku, it's not for everyone, but it certainly has its fans. Sadly, those fans are now the only ones able to play the game because it's now unable to be purchased by anyone after a DMCA takedown reportedly got the game removed from Steam's marketplace. This is from a Slovakian studio, 3 Division, like 3D Vision, claimed that a player, once a respected member of a community, has gone rogue and began attacking the game's online presence, trying to get everything from trailers to the game's website taken down. Let's see. Apparently, part of it is abusing YouTube's report system. So, yeah. So their version of events, and I don't know all of it, but their version of events is this dude was working on a guide of how to play the game more realistically, and they were like, we're going to include that in a new mode, and we'll name you in the credits as inspiration for it, because you're a prolific community member, and they're probably taking some of his thoughts into it. And then they were like, actually, the new mode's not done yet, so we won't put your name in these credits until we put that mode out, which apparently turned him sour enough that now he is awful. And then apparently just started doing DMCA takedown requests on their videos. And then now they're saying that they own the rights to the quote-unquote realistic game mode. And apparently that was enough for it to get pulled from Steam, so the thing is, there's no way this dude owns the rights to a realistic mode of a game, and maybe, obviously this is a nightmare, but maybe they're better off having this dude burn all these fucking bridges. But what the fuck? It also, yeah, it is definitely an indictment on, a further indictment on all this fucking garbage of the abuse of DMCA, where what the fuck? How is this guy able to do that shit and get this far? This is one of those instances where perhaps it being reported on websites will help because someone will see that. Whoever they can get in touch with at Valve, they can be like, hey, look, this is what's happening. There's a report on a website about it. We got articles to back us up. And on the other side, some fucking dude from our community that got miffed at us and is being a prima donna. Who knows? Maybe they did make a bunch of promises and maybe they're all scum. But seems bad. Anyway, I got to panel line the rest of this. We're going to keep working on this leg, get some more leg work done. So after we talk about ways that you can support the channel. Hi. In case you don't know, I'm Pat Baer. I build model kits and Lego sets, and I'm here right now. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. All of this stuff is optional. You don't have to do any of these things. If you're like, oh no, what happened to the model kits? I'll get back to the model kits. I'm just going to talk for a couple minutes because I don't have sponsors or anything like that, and I only get to keep doing this stuff because of your generosity, which I thank you for very much. But watching is also a way to help, so just hang out. If you want to become a subscriber, you can do the Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. Tonight we had Unjan use their Prime Gaming token, which is very kind of them. We are currently at 31 out of 40 subscribers. The goal is always 40. I have talked about the subathon, which, let me just move that a little bit there. The subathon, which will be coming up at the end of this month to try to boost us up well above 40. But right now we are trying to get to 40. If we get to 40, by the time the subathon happens, we will start the subathon with just looking at some of my online videos and things, because that's the first subathon, some TV appearances and college humor bits. We'll do that. So that is a way to support what I do here through Cash Money or Prime Gaming token. You can also gift a sub to somebody in the community. If you want to join the gift sub leaderboard along with Aristofan, you could gift a sub to somebody there. Or bits and coins, always appreciated. You could join that. That is another way to support me. There are other ways outside of Twitch. You could jump over to my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. Where did that go? There it is. Patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. There's also my YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBaer. If you go to my YouTube, obviously subscribing is for free, but if you wanted to, you could become a member and join. And then the membership there, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday, because I put out a new video every Wednesday. You get that a day early. That's the least I could do for y'all. And also there's direct donations if you just want to do a one-time gift. Everything I make through one-time donations through PayPal and Stream Elements and Coffee, through YouTube, which also includes AdSense, through my Patreon and through Twitch, through all those funds. Everything goes into a fund, and I buy model kits with that money. The Asmoday, the kit I'm working on right fucking now. I'm building this Asmoday because when this went up for pre-order, I was able to pick it up because of your generosity. So thank you very much for that. I just got in the mail today it's like Elf is what it's called. It is the Prologue Gundam, the Gundam before the Ariel. That just came in the mail today. I was able to buy that in fucking August. I pre-ordered that kit, so it took a little while to get here. But I pre-ordered the kit in August. Now I have it. Now I'm building it. I'm going to build it in the future. But I can't build that if you say, no, Pat, don't build the stuff from your backlog. Build the thing I want you to build. And the way to do that is to go to my Amazon wish list and buy something there. And then I will be forced to build that first. And I'll be happy to do it. Because at least I could do, if you buy something from my wish list, it jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I build. I've got Lego sets. I have got a bunch of Lego stuff in there. Inexpensive kits, expensive kits. There's some stuff on sale right now. A bunch of stuff got added to Amazon that is very expensive, but there's some things that are still reasonably priced on there. Like, you can still buy a kit for like $24, which for a high grade is good. You buy something, it comes to me in the mail. I'll build it on stream again, as I said, and it'll jump the queue and become the next thing I build. I got inexpensive kits. I got expensive kits. All kinds of different things on there. Like I said, a bunch of stuff is kind of on sale right now. And then I have some gear at the bottom because it's always nice to have some gear. So if you see something there you'd like to see me have. Also, among the gear is a $50 gift card to GameStop. I promise to use that gift card to buy WWE 2K23 when that comes out. If you, I'll get the PC version through GameStop. That is my promise. I have an alternative to that. If you're like, Pat, I don't want to use Amazon unless I absolutely have to. Is there another way to help you out? Well, I have a Throne wish list. There's a bunch of gift cards and a couple kits and some equipment there on Throne. Happy to have any of that stuff if you want to go through a different wish list provider. And then, of course, there is USA Gundam Store. You buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. You get in your email. You DM me on Twitter. Well, that's still a thing. Or you whisper me here on Twitch. With the code. And I will use that code to buy something. And yeah, that's about it. From USA Gundam Store. And I'll try to get a model kit there with the funds that you have provided me. What am I going to say? If you want to support me and not spend any money, you can join my Discord. It is a nice place full of cool people. A fun little community. You're welcome there. Everyone is welcome in the Discord. And I have a couple of video links for you to check out. This week I put up a new video for Pat Bear's Anime Club. It is fucking the 90th Pat Bear's Anime Club, which is wild. And it is me looking at manga. It's actually a manga club episode. So this episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club is about chill slice of life manga. Because not all slice of life is chill. But some of them are. They're really relaxing, really lovely. And some of them don't have anime adaptations. And at least one of them never will. Because the mangaka says, nah, this is better read. So take a look at that. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series. It's sketch comedy. I'm writing comedy monologues for myself. And my promise is that I have rehearsed it in some way. Barely, in some cases. In this one, I was off book because it was what I like to call a blackout sketch. Other people call it that too. That is a comedy sketch that is very short because the blackout line is the joke. Once you have the joke, you can't build it because it is a silly, goofy little joke. It's a quick hit. It was a shower thought of like a funny thing that I really wanted to make into a character piece and realized, oh, this is a blackout. I'll just do this really quick. And so I did that. And now you can watch the video of it. It's very short. It's short enough that I could make it an actual YouTube short, and I might do that someday, but I probably won't. And that's all the links that I want to share with you. We have some anime to talk about, so we're going to do that. And I've been talking for a full fucking hour, so I need to drink a beverage before we get into the anime talk. So I'm going to transition back to the overhead. I'm going to retweet my tweet, and then I'll transition back to the overhead in just a moment here. Give me 1 second. But I'm also going to drink some water, because that's good right now. Water. It's good. I talked a lot today. I played D&D for 2 hours with friends, and then I was on a phone call for like 45 minutes to an hour with my mom, because my mom and dad are on vacation. You know, haven't talked to them in a little while, so I want to talk to them. They come back in, what is it, Sunday? Yes, Sunday, March 5th. So my last stream will in this room will be Saturday, March 4th. Not my last stream, but my last stream in this space will be Saturday, March 4th, so that I can move stuff back in on the 5th and rearrange stuff. I am now thinking that maybe I want to do... maybe I want to actually wrap this up on the 2nd to give myself more time. So I'll do the 4th in there. I haven't decided yet, because that way I don't have to wake up early and I can like have a couple days to clean up. Yeah, so all right, now Thursday, March 2nd is my last day in this area. There we go. Steakums is explaining the issues with Twitter for people today. That's where Twitter is at right now. I mean, Steakums is, they still pay the same couple people to do Steakums and just be weird with it, which I don't disagree with. I think that's cool. All right, let's work on this other leg. while we talk about some anime, because I get to talk about anime here, and that's just still a wild and weird thing that I'm very happy about. Yeah, I made the decision March 2nd, so that on March 3rd and 4th I can move all my stuff back into that bedroom and clean up in here properly, so I don't have to do all of it the day after, or like after my stream on that Saturday. I don't want to do that shit. That sounds good. That's the plan now. I have a plan now, and that is nice. It is nice to have a plan. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. More fighting. We had way more fighting in this one here. Our main dude, look, he's been getting stronger, but he's not strong enough for Fel, our friend, the mythical Fenrir. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna make you go into a dungeon, so that you can improve your earth magic. And Mokuda prepares by eating Japanese ingredients, which gives him stat boosts. He should have done that the last time, but he didn't have the opportunity. So now he can get some stat boosts by eating some Japanese food. So he does that. And it's also very helpful because, hey, guess what? Sue, the very nice slime, their slime friend, also has magic and can use acid bullets, I should say, which is helpful. And they beat a bunch of kobolds, and then they have to fight the Kobold King. And then our main guy, Mokuda, upgrades Stone Bullet. He's in a fucking way here, but he upgrades Stone Bullet into what they call Stone Cannon, and he injures him, but he runs out of magic. So then our slime friend defeats the king instead and levels up. And now our boy Sue, instead of just understanding understood language, but now our friend, our non-gendered friend Sue, can now speak, kind of, sort of, and calls Fel, our friend Uncle Fel, which is just cute. It's just fucking adorable. And then also they all leveled up, but now the slime is stronger than Mokuda, so which is very funny. But our good slime friend, who does refer to Fel as Uncle Fel, which is just very cute. But they still leveled up. So now he's like, okay, we're gonna make the stat booster. We're gonna have Oyakodon, which looked fucking great because this show understands food porn and how to make it look fucking fantastic. It gets that. It definitely gets that this show is adventuring, but it's mostly about him preparing cool, awesome Japanese food. And yeah, it was great. So that was very good. Our good slime of the year, our best new character of 2023 is here. Being able to talk now is very good, and I've been waiting for it. Good episode. Just a solid episode. Okay. So drama has been unfolding in the magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady. Yuffie and Lane. Lane, who was the girl that now we find out, supposedly anyway, was unaware that she has been leaking out charm magic. She has the opportunity to apologize to Yuffie for the whole engagement cancellation and her part in it, which is great. Then they meet Tilly again to examine Lane, and Annie is like, oh, hey Lane, turns out you are a descendant of vampires, which is not a thing that people are like, it's a magical world, but not everyone's like, oh yeah, and vampires are real. But that is the thing that they postulate. They're like, oh shit. When I got to this in the manga, I was like, wait, there's fucking vampires too? Like it kind of came out of left field, and it feels better in the anime than it did in the manga, but it still feels like, okay, try to explain that. But yeah, they basically speculate that people used dark magic and became people that lived off the essence and lifeblood of other people, and it's a whole fucking thing. Um, uh, so they're like, all right, we can teach you how to like tune in your magic so he doesn't go wild, but in doing so, they awaken her fucking bloodlust, which is a whole thing. Hey, the pirate anime I'm watching just added a cyborg. Nice, Lashbrook. Anime could just fucking do that shit. I mean, it's a fantasy world, so to me, mine is a little less nonsense, but yeah, sure. Stuff could be weird, yes. Um, Mostly they go down the route that like this is a person that did some experimentation and magic turned them into a vampire. Not that like they're like demons or cursed beings or something. This is just somebody who was fucking around and trying to be immortal or something. Let's see. They're teaching her Yuffie becomes envious of Tilly's relationship with Annie because they're so close and they work together. And, you know, Euphilia, you have to remember about Yuffie is that she, like, the engagement hit her hard. The engagement being broken off hit her hard because she's been basically preparing her whole life to become the queen someday and does not fucking know what to do. And she wants to be helpful to her savior, who she's also has romantic feelings developing for. Tilly tells her that she must make up her mind to either fully support Annie's research or not. With her being like, no, I'm clearly here to support the princess. It's like, okay, yeah, hey, either get, no more of these like conflicted thoughts. Either get on board or get out. Just trying to make her decide, which she does. And then later, Annie gets, this is like a weird thing that just like kind of pops up. She's like, hey, can you do a demonstration about one of your, like a lecture? And then of course she gets ridiculed for it because she's not a good public speaker and because she doesn't have any magic. She has magic theory, but not actual magic abilities. And then Yuffie takes over as spokesperson. And basically it's like, no, you guys don't understand. Like, there are a lot of people that don't have magic, but they do have money. It's just like, yeah, let's make the mass-produced version of the flying broom. Like, imagine that. Like, also, what if people didn't have to use their magic because they had these devices? So not only would it benefit people without magic, it would greatly benefit people with magic, so they wouldn't have to use their magic and concentration on that and just use the tools instead. And that leaves Annie feeling grateful to Yuffie for standing up for her. And their relationship develops, and there's going to be other shenanigans coming. And we are now, I believe, at the point where the manga has left off. Of course, this is based on the light novel adapting the light novel. But we are now at the part where I don't know what's happening next because I have not read the light novel. I've only read the manga. And that's rad to be in this spot and to not know what's going on. Also, the looks and stuff, like shit's getting gay in a way that it wasn't in the manga. Because the manga adaptation took out a lot of the gay, which obviously fucking sucks. And then the ice guy and his cool female colleague. There's nothing gay about this one. This is a very hetero with magic, but it is a quote-unquote realistic story with, even though it has magic. Fuyusuki is interested in Halloween-themed iced coffee, but it's really hard to get that. And Himuro is like, I got it. I'm going to get this iced coffee. Now, the shop by the office, you can't You can't get it. The line's too long. Can't do it. So what he does is he goes to a further one, and he uses his ice abilities, because he's the ice guy, to keep it cool so that everyone can enjoy it and it'll be nice and cold. And he gets there and finds out that Fuyusugi also bought them so that he could have them. And they find it funny, and then they go and hand out the rest to the other ones to other people in the office. But they're like, "Oh, you also did that! Ha 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 ha! Ha. We're into each other." It's very cute, very very cute. This whole damn thing. Let's see. We meet the company president. He is a descendant of a particular type of spirit. How do I say this one? Neuronhion, which is a kind of yokai that is impossible to catch. They are ugly motherfuckers. In tellings of tales. But yeah, so we got another yokai descendant, or spirit descendant, I should say. He's gonna have a Halloween party with a big group costume prize. They want to dress as pumpkins, but then they don't get the costumes. Then they're looking for other costumes, and then Fuyusuki finds high class vampire costumes, and Himuro's like, "Ooh, you're gonna look sexy though." Oof. And so he like freezes the shop because he has a freak out because he can't really control his ice powers. Fuyusuki is kept late by some clients, and then Kadari forgets the costumes he made for him and Ontoshi, and so they make Egyptian mummy costumes. Fuyusuki pranks Himuro with fake blood, and our boy, is so fucking freaked out and so scared that he freezes himself solid. Our poor boy. Himuro, and then the tables are turned, because Fuyusuki is now the one to be nervous and embarrassed because Himuro looks good dressed up in his costume. And then they're both weirded out. And then Kadari and Onoshi win the prize. They win the prize, the big prize, because of the of their thrown together costume. Because this show also wants to remind you that there are other characters who may be on a romantic path, and that minor characters can find love too. So they win, but they share it on a dinner, and then Himuro ends up walking Fuyusuki home, still in their costumes. And hey, guess what, everybody? I now have another anime episode to recommend on Halloween. I have recommended Halloween, not spooky, but like in the spirit Halloween, Halloweeny shows, like Flying Witch or something. But I now have an episode that I recommend at Halloween if you want to get into the spirit, because it's easy enough to pick up who these characters are and what their relationship is to one another. All I have to do is tell you, you can watch this episode. Just know that everyone is cool with the fact that people are descendants of spirits and have abilities like that. Because that is a thing that everyone is cool with. They're not secrets. The only secret in the show is that these two characters have crushes on one another. That's the only secret that we've got. Everything else is a known quantity. And that's that episode. It's adorable. Look, the Ice Guy and his cool female colleague is one of my favorite shows this season. It is just so fucking adorable. I highly recommend it. I am going back and checking out Tomo-chan as a girl, because some of that show is very hit or miss. I just want it to be the Carol show. The character Carol is the fucking best part of that goddamn show, in my opinion, because Tomo-chan is hit or miss in some instances. And we recently got some stuff about like the two friends and how they're all kind of met and became closer friends or frenemies, depending on who you talk to and who you ask. But it's not, it's a good show, but it's not like top tier. The premise I think is very fun, but I think the execution's not that great. I should also say, because that Campfire Cooking in Another World spends all its money on making the food look good, and the fights don't look great. This action, the people doing the action, it was not awesome looking, which is a shame because there is some action in the show, but all of the food looks fantastic. So, but yeah, this is definitely like they're either outsourcing it or it's a B team because parts of that show look way different than the rest of it. Still good though, and that's all the anime that I'm watching right now. I mean, I'm watching other stuff. I guess I could give a. Why don't I? How about I do this? I'll give an update on the stuff I'm watching that I don't normally talk about. I'll look at that while I continue to work on this kit here. I'll give you just because we're almost done with this leg. We almost finished both legs. I'll talk about any shows that I'm watching that are not part of I talk about them on stream conversations. Let's see. I can talk about Tomo Cho's Girl. We broke our record high tempo yesterday at 71 over previous 66. No question. It's hot here too, my friend. It was 72 today, which is not a high because it's South Carolina, so we do get warm here in February. But my allergies have been whooping my fucking ass this week. I don't generally take prescription or non-prescription medication, but I do take allergy medicine when it's time. But I took ibuprofen yesterday because my sinus headache lasted all day and was here again today. And I don't normally take, unless I'm really got a headache or a toothache, more likely. I don't take ibuprofen or anything like that. I generally don't. I just don't like to do it, so I don't. But in this case, I definitely had to. Yeah, I don't have my hoodie on right now. Normally during this time of night, like the last couple of weeks, I would be pretty cold right now because I don't have my hoodie on. That is not the case. I am almost sweating in here. Let's see. I talked about Tomo-chan as a girl, which I'm liking. Oh, Bofuri. I'm watching Bofuri. Season 2 of Bofuri is just more Bofuri. I keep saying Bofuri. If you liked that show, I don't want to get hurt, so I'm Xing out my defense. If you like that show, it's more of that show. Some of the other characters are getting more time, which is fun. Yeah, I mean, it's wild. Bofuri's nuts, says Lord Crescent. But it does feel like they are just heightening for the sake of heightening. Like, I've never read that manga. But I think it's been totally good. Like, it's one of those shows where I'm like, man, I don't even know why I talked about that weekly last time. It's a totally very fun show, but I don't think it's like, that's a show that you don't have to, watch it weekly. You could just marathon through it. But it is a totally fine bit of programming. Agretzko started today, season 5 of Agretzko. I don't have Netflix right now, so I have not checked that out. It came out like this morning, I believe. Let's see. Anything else that I've been watching? I stopped watching Ice Blade Sorcerer. Urusei Yatsura season 2 is airing. I'm way behind on that because I've liked it. It's a good modern retelling, like of it. I think it's doing a very good job. I just haven't had the desire to get into it. All right, let's start getting the waist together. We're not gonna body complete this kit, but we will get some of it done. We're definitely going to finish this on Saturday, which means, hey, oh wow, I didn't know there was a new season of Gretzko. Yeah, apparently it came out literally today. Eminence and Shadow finished up its season yesterday. Overall, it was pretty okay. Yeah, Dirty, I bounced right off of that show. I think like that's a manga that I started and stopped like a dozen times, and I know that the anime has stuff that the manga didn't include, if I remember correctly. Like it has like at least some stuff that is different. I don't know fully how different it is, but it's one of those mangas that I just never really got into, and so that bled into me not particularly wanting to watch the anime. But yeah, um, yeah, it just didn't. It was just a premise that never appealed to me. Uh, let's see other things. Are there other things that I've been watching that I haven't talked about? Farming Life, we talk about. Uh, I've heard some good things about Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. That is the next show on my list of things that I want to watch because people who I respect have said, hey, you know what's pretty good? Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. So I want to check that out because that does sound neat. It's like, I don't know. It's got good vibes to it. That is like a human that's getting along with some fairies, trying to like figure stuff out and go dangerous places and a bodyguard and yeah, seems kind of neat. It's like Crunchyroll. I'm watching Buddy Daddies. I'm not watching Fruit of Evolution season 2 because I got through half an episode of season 1 and went, oh no, I'm good on this. I realized really quickly I was not interested in that, so never finished the first season. Let's see. My Hero Academia season 6 has been like a fucking lots of very cool action scenes and so many goddamn gut punches. Jesus Christ, that show. Welcome to Clara and Irma got to be reunited pretty recently. And Welcome to Demon School, Irma-kun season 3. This arc has been like fine. There were some new characters. They split up a bunch of characters, but like our core gang of Alice and Irma and yeah, it's just like and Clara haven't been together, and that's been a shame. But they got some time to finally like be friends and be together, and that's been good. And the teacher, the special teacher of who doesn't treat Irma that great, told Irma how proud they were, and that's what Irma wants. Irma does want people in authority to appreciate him and think he did a good job. He still does want to be acknowledged for being a good boy that's doing good work. This part of the back here is to hold the weapon. We can have the gun that is in this kit that we're going to build in this kit. Let me pop this. I can do this here, actually. The gun can sit on the back, and so this part pops up. I got to get this part lined in right here. But yeah, this will open up and rock open, and then you can put the... But for some reason, I can't get this part. There it is. There it is. Yeah, so that opens and closes here on the back. And that can hold the gun, which I may or may not show off. I've heard nothing about Fire Hunter. Will I go back to Trigun Stampede? Maybe. I know a bunch of people are like, oh yeah, or like they were like, oh. But I don't think I like this art style, and I know some people are like, it's finally a good one of these, or oh, I think it's so cool, and I'm just like, I mean, I just think that the original Trigun is great, and I know I'm an old man about it. I'm not mad if I'm not like angry if people like this. I just don't know if I'm going to. Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist is something that I'm like, I bounced off that one. Yo Mushi Pedal Limit Break is a show that I have not been keeping up with because it turns out not a lot happens in episodes sometimes, and I want things to happen in that show. So instead, I just wait for a few episodes to pile up and then watch all of it. And I think that is a perfectly fine way to watch that show. Is just whenever you can, like wait for a few and then watch them all at once. But I've been enjoying it. Tokyo was where Tokyo Revengers is on Hulu. I don't have Hulu. I I'm gonna I'm gonna watch Tokyo Revengers. I guess I'm gonna get Hulu for a month so that I can show that clip from yeah. I'm gonna get Hulu and so I'll watch it. It's on Hulu in the United States, and I do need to get Hulu for one thing. I don't think I can get a trial for Hulu anymore. I've had a trial for Hulu before, so I don't think I can get a new trial for Hulu. I do want a new, so eventually I will watch that because I think Tokyo Revengers fucking rules, and I wish that it was on Crunchyroll so I could watch it. One Piece, things are getting weird in One Piece. I'm enjoying it. It's good. Fucking, it's goddamn One Piece. It's very good. I don't know what to say about that. Time for a new burner email addresses last week. Yeah, maybe I gotta get in there with a different email and try to get a free trial on there. Watch that, and then also get that Difficult People episode ready for watching it. I guess I can try to see if I can get that going. I will heavily think about if I'm going to try to finagle my way into having Hulu so that I can watch Tokyo Revengers and then also have that episode of Difficult People from season 3 ready to talk about on the 28th for the Subathon coming February 28th starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. Come at any point. Video games, watching wrestling, watching other things, trying to get many subscribers. I will drink Pilk if I hit 75 subscribers. Pilk is Pepsi and milk mixed together and sucks. I have never had it before. I do not want to. But if that gets me to 75 subscribers, that sounds fine, and I'll sell out for that. It's not selling out. It's punishing myself. Are there other things that I haven't been... I am way behind on By the Grace of the Gods too. I'm just so way behind on that because we are now past the part of the manga and they have skipped so much. They skipped characters that I really like, and that bums me out. They're just characters that are not in that show because they just got cut for the anime, and that's a shame. There's a whole mini arc. There's a whole battle arc that's serious that they just completely skipped over. All right, I need 6 and 7. 7 is that. 7. So 7 is. Ugh, this is a terrible sticker. It's just terrible. Oops. All right, so I'm going to try to line this up right. And then I got to fold this all over here. Because this could have been a color correcting. This color correcting sticker, it could have been another piece of plastic, but it isn't. And it's fine. I have not tried Ippon again, which is the judo school, the girls doing martial arts thing. I have not tried that yet. I literally haven't heard anything about it. I don't think I have anyone in my life watching it, so I have not checked it out, but I should definitely give it a look. I keep saying that, but I just haven't. Inspector Season 2, I've also been watching. It's really slow. I'm going to stop watching it for a while and then probably try to marathon through it. But it is just action feels like it's going to start and then it doesn't because of the pacing. I think the pacing is fine. It's just not fully doing it for me. But I still really like the characters and I still really like the setting and the world that it's built, and I think the storytelling is good and it looks fucking good. But it's just not fully doing it for me as an anime. Um, wait, what's My Cat Hates Me? Is that on anything? Can I watch that? Oh, it is on Billable TV. What is this? A young manga artist whose inspiration gradually runs out on the road to creating accidentally adopts two pets when he goes out to find inspiration. The cat named Huagua and the dog is named Basil. Although the two guys often brought a lot of trouble to the teenager, they also gained two pieces of companionship and love at the same time. Although they are cat and dog, the teenager knows that they are family. And then the nosy but warm and happy life of the noisy but warm and happy life of the teenager began. That sounds kind of fun. That is a Chinese series. That seems neat. That's why I haven't heard of it. That sounds cute. I don't have a good way to watch that. Vampire Dies in No Time Season 2. I haven't been watching because I gave up on Season 1 because it is a comedy series and I was not laughing. I could tell where there were supposed to be jokes, but they weren't hitting me as being jokes. So I've been watching that. I haven't watched Play It Cool Guys at all. I have a couple friends that really love Play It Cool Guys that apparently I have been fucking missing out. That's on 19 episodes right now. It's on 19th episode, or it's coming out on Monday, episode 19. So that was a show I missed out last season. And apparently I fucked up because that is supposedly very funny. So I do need to check that out. And I'll probably watch some of Reborn to Master the Blade. That manga bored me, so I didn't keep watching it, but or reading it. But I have heard the animation is totally okay, so I might check that out. Yeah. That's all of it. That's anime. That's all of the anime. Now it's part of the show, the stream, where I want to hear from you. What are you watching? What are you playing? What are you consuming right now? What's got you going? For me, it's been new Hearthstone update. There was a mini set that came out, and so there's some new bullshit nonsense decks that I've been enjoying quite a bit. So I have been checking out those decks. I've got a standard shaman deck that sucks to play against, and then my big shaman, my like cheat out to put big minions on the board shaman deck in Wild got a new card that makes it even more annoying to play against, but often is a bad deck and is not fun for me to play, so that's good. No new death rattles for my death rattle rogue deck, but that's still really fun. So I've been playing Hearthstone a bunch, and then of course motherfucking Hitman. I now classify myself in Hitman Freelancer, in the freelancer mode for Hitman. I can now classify myself as not terrible. I'm not good yet. I don't even know if I'm okay, but I am not terrible in Freelancer. I can get mission objectives done. Sometimes I can finish a loop and do a challenge and not fail. And also, I don't feel like terrible while I'm doing it, and I'm not like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this anymore. I'm so bad at this. So I'm having fun doing it. We are almost body complete on this kit. We have to do the side rockets, and then we got to do the weapons, and then we'll be done after that. But we are not ready yet to do that. We will complete this kit on Saturday stream. I'm still enjoying the new Try Again and almost finished with Fire Emblem Engage. Nice, and John. And Lord Crasher says, got Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, which is pretty rad way to enjoy lots of Final Fantasy music. Yeah, I hear it's like a lot of Final Fantasy and a lot of the characters. This Sunday, I'll be watching my friends over at Loading Ready Run. Check that out because they have a rhythm game stream on Sundays. Ian and Heather, who you know from Loading Ready Run, or they've each been guests on Pat Bear's Anime Club when I've done the convention version. Over 380 songs, says Lord Crash, and that's a lot of fucking songs. And Arista Fan says, I got that too. Nice. Yeah, I've been playing the games I already fucking have. And let me tell you. Oh, also, demos. I played the Cook Serve Forever demo. The Cook Serve Forever demo is just like making the food, and I'm not great at it. I've never been great at Cook Serve games, but I played that, and that was fun. Last Brick's been burning through Water 7. Just got to everyone starting the raid on Anisa Lobby with their new friend, Soga King. Yes, from Sniper Island, Soga King. You can pay $100 to get all of the season passes that have over 500 songs whenever it's all out, says Lord Crash. That's too many songs. That's too much money. Midnight Suns is on sale on Steam. I'm now going to see how much it is on Steam. I just got the notification. I hadn't looked at that before. Midnight Suns is on my wish list, specifically for sales. A Jackbox update. I gotta figure whatever that is. It also has a free weekend. Nice. It's $40. Hey, that's still a good price. $40 is still a good price for a game that like people I know seem to really like. Oh, actually, it's $36 on Steam. Gotham Knight is $55, in case you're wondering. Okay. Yeah, Marvel Midnight Suns on Steam right now is $35.99, so $36. That's a $36 pretty good. Is there anything else on my wish list that's on sale? No. Pizza Tower is $20. I'm still thinking about maybe getting Pizza Tower. That's the only thing on my list. The only other thing on my list that is actually out. There's like one thing on my list that's actually a game I kickstarted, so it's just on my list to be nice. God damn it! When is Mondo Museum going into early access? I want to build a museum. Damn it, Mondo Museum! Get into early access so that I can get you. I added you to my wish list after a PAX in 2019. I saw you at a PAX in 2019, Mondo Museum. Get into early access, please. Oh, God, I hope that game isn't... I hope they're still making it. It was such a cool... The demo was so fun. You can get $100... Oh, this is... Your $40 was the... Okay, yeah. You get $100 version for $60 and get all the DLC included. That's Theater Rhythm? Okay. Talking about Theater Rhythm there. All right. I'll take a photo of this here. Theater Room has a fun streaming rules section, and that basically says don't just stream or record a video of just the music player. Makes sense. I mean, it's also like Square. They're, in many ways, Square about that stuff. They are the name. All right, so we are almost body complete on this kit. It will be completed totally on, we'll finish the kit up on Saturday and start another kit. I will do a poll for my $10 patrons tomorrow about what I start on Saturday. And that is going to do it for tonight's stream. I want to thank everybody for spending any time, some of their precious time with me, your friend Pat Baer. We're currently at 31 subscribers. We're gonna hit that goal. So Saturday, as I said, we'll finish that up. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream. I do believe that my good friend, Xandra, who made all my emotes, and who is rad as shit, I'm pretty sure that Xandra is streaming tonight. So we're going to take a quick gander, see if Xandra is streaming. We always end with a raid, as John says. Yes. Papa Jared is probably wrapping up. Yes, Xandra is playing Destiny 2. Oh, Xandra Bot's playing Destiny 2. Hey, I got a moment here to be on my fucking soapbox for a minute. If you have people in your life who are trans, it would be cool if you could support them vocally. And not like, hey, not like to their face be like, hey, the reason I'm doing this right now is because I feel bad about what's going on. But like, in general, big up the people in your life. In general, blanket statement, big up the people in your life. But specifically, if they are trans, they might need a good bigging up. So if you got the chance to do that, take advantage of that. And in one case, we're going to raid my friend Xandra, who rules and made all my emotes and is a great person, and is playing Xandra Bot. Xandra's, her daughter, Xandra Bot, is playing Destiny 2 with some other people, and we're going to go raid because Xandra rules. And yes. So please, feel free to come along on this raid. Consider hanging out with me on Saturday as I finish up this kit and start a new one. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I will see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, VOD people, YouTube or Twitch. Goodbye.